let's see, Mr. Price is here, Mr. Schlessel is here, Mr. Luskin is here, Mr. Grushetzky is here. And we are live streaming, everyone, so
Well, Mrs. Miller.
Kelly,
Yes.
somebody's in the waiting room.
Is it Mrs. Falkenberg?
I don't like this address. DLHVIYTSVDO. I mean, I don't know who that is.
I don't either. The only link that it was sent to was Falkenberg, other than council. Would it be Chief Carroll?
No.
What is,
It's a very, very strange, and I'm not letting them in. It's a very long and strange address.
okay. Let's see, who is everyone here?
I don't see Chuck.
Right. Mr. Marco, where's Mr. Grish? There's Gambites, Fry.
Nicholas and Lepresti.
There's Mr. Grushetzky,
I missed a call from Mr. Lepresti.
Chief Brody. Right.
Oh, there he is. Okay. Okay.
There's Chief Carroll.
I don't see Mrs. Falkenberg. I don't know whether to admit this.
I mean, if you do admit it and you don't, if it's nobody, you can always remove them.
Okay. All right, we're gonna give it a shot.
See what you mean?
Yeah, it's unidentified.
Here, I'd remove it. There
Here
you
it
go.
is. It's Mrs. Falkenberg.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
Okay. I just said, hello, who is this? There you are. Catherine, I don't know what that you need to rename yourself something pretty. All right, Mr. Schlessel, it is all yours. Thank you very much for your patience.
Good evening, everybody. Thanks for joining. We'll now start with Board of Control. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Here.
Mr. Price,
Here.
Mr. Gambites,
Here.
Mr. Grushetzky,
Here.
Mr. Fry,
Here.
Mr. Lepresti,
Here.
Mr. Schlessel.
Here, would everyone please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
Pledge
allegiance
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, everybody. First item on our agenda is to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of the Board of Control held Monday, May 17th, 2021.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we dispense with the full reading of those minutes and let them stand as circulated.
Second.
With a motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is to review and approve the assessments for criminal nuisance.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the assessments for criminal nuisance in the amount of $373.86 certified to the county fiscal officer. I believe that amount is correct, but I don't have that screen in front of me.
It is.
Okay, good.
Second,
Yes, my motion stands.
as does my second.
With motion in a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is to approve purchase requisitions.
For Sal Chemical, for the pool chemicals for the 2021 season, $15,000.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second for approval, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next, please.
For Freight Incorporated for City Hall landscape design and construction, $30,500.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a question.
Motion and a second for approval and a question. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, did they submit any drawings or anything? I mean, I agree that
Yes,
it is a very tired streetscape
yes,
that we look at.
we actually had we approached four different, or Mr. Fiorito approached four different vendors. We did receive drawings from two and bids from two.
Okay, did Freight send a drawing?
Yes, yes.
Could you email it to us?
I'm sure Mr. Fiorito could.
Is he on here?
He is somewhere.
I have a paper drawing plan, so I don't know how I could email it to you. It's very large.
You can
Tony,
take
just-
a
Picture of
take a
it.
picture.
Can you just hold it up right now? No, I'm
Just
just kidding.
up top.
Right here.
No, I'm just kidding. I mean, I agree. It's kind of been that way for a couple of years, so I'm glad we're doing it.
Well, Mr. Marco, since you brought it up, both the landscape architects who came out, actually three, one ended up not, but they all agreed on a couple things, which I found, because I kind of went out when I would see Tony or Dino talking to someone, and one Sunday I was here and an architect was measuring things, so I went out to see what he was doing. I knew what he was doing, but we would hear the same things, and that was encouraging. So, yes.
Pending approval of the funding, when is the work scheduled to start?
That, Tony, I'm not sure.
I have to speak to Chuck Freight. I'm not sure exactly. I still have to line up the irrigation, which is going to have to be in between when he actually does the construction. So I'm not sure exactly what the schedule will be at this point.
So he's gonna do a little demo work of pulling stuff out, and then we're gonna fix the irrigation.
Correct. Yeah, all the front landscaping bedding is going to be removed.
Okay.
And then all
Tony?
the irrigation has to be changed and modified.
Tony, I think Marco's volunteering to water the plants.
Bringing my shovel
Need
over.
all the help.
We have a motion and a second to approve. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, please.
For Hall Public Safety, the removal of equipment from old police cruiser and installation to a new cruiser for $11,700.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, please.
For Hall Public Safety, for the new equipment changeovers for the police department, $36,163.44.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and second for approval. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Move to adjourn.
Control.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn Board of Control. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now go into our meeting of council. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Here.
Mr. Price,
Here.
Mr. Gambatis,
Here.
Mr. Grushetsky,
Here.
Mr. Fry,
Here.
Mr. Lopresti,
Here.
Mr. Schlessel.
Here. First item on the agenda is to approve minutes of the regular meeting of council held Monday, May 17th, 2021.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we dispense of the full reading of those minutes and they stand approved as circulated.
Second.
Motion is second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we'll go into committee reports. Mr. Mayor.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Chairman. Yesterday, we had our Mayor's Young at Heart dance. We had such a blast. Our residents that were in attendance were just so happy to be out, enjoying each other's company. It was a wonderful event. Thank you to Melissa Weldon, our coordinator, who just puts a lot of things together. Kelly Miller, our clerk, who came and assisted, Mr. and Mrs. Price, Mr. and Mrs. Grashetsky, my wife Judy. We really had a good time. I really appreciated seeing so many of our residents, and we're blessed to have these opportunities. Our pools opened and we finally had a good weekend. The residents are getting used to the login system and the reservation system. It's not been as smooth as we would like, but I was here. I've even learned how to qualify people as residents in the system. So there is help for the technically challenged. Our staff is getting there. People have been asking, since the governor opened things up, why don't we do this? Why don't we do that? There are more than, there's more than one dynamic at play. We have a largely newer staff. We have staff that we brought back. We have a lot of recertifications or newly certified to get their stride. We have not yet started our programming, our lessons and such. So we are going to change. I've told everyone from the beginning, things will change. You have to be patient. We have to have the proper staffing dynamic to make every hour that we are open safe. And that is what we will do. Thank you for everyone who tuned in to our May 17th State of the City address. And at the end, I was so relieved that the technology didn't blow up on me. I logged off without answering the questions. So we only had a couple of questions. One is one we get quite often. Why isn't the city of Lyndhurst ever featured in the Sun Messenger? Neighboring communities are made prominent. And we really try very hard not to be in the newspaper. Our city council comes in, they do their work, they know what is in front of them, they are familiar with what is in front of them because they are involved, they ask the smart questions generally ahead of time, so they're well informed. We try not to be in the newspaper, but when we are, we hope that it is for something good. One resident asked what we are doing about the deer. We have had our 6th year of culling. I think we have, we've hit our stride with our program. It is very efficient. We used some of our officers. We also contracted with the U.S. Department of Agriculture. We, of course, had our permit through the Division of Wildlife. We culled 112 deer. We did have a deer count done. That deer count showed 323, which is an exponential number for a community our size. That's 73 deer per square mile. USDA says 12 per square mile is a decent number. We are at 73. It is an exponential number. We will be working with the USDA and our sister cities. This was the first year South Euclid had a program, Highland Heights 2nd year. Beechwood has no program, Richmond Heights has no program. And as long as we're not all on the same page, we're going to continue fighting the fight on behalf of everyone, and we will continue to do everything that we can. One resident asked about trees. We did get a tree canopy grant. We had 63 trees planted in the spring, and we have 175 marked for the fall. So we are continuing to push in that direction. Resident asked for an update on the Cleveland Clinic property. There has been some chatter lately. Cleveland Clinic is not back to its capital projects. But I've heard that there is some renewed interest in the conversation. It was not for sale, it was for proposal. And they were in the midst of reviewing some proposals when COVID hit. So more news, I'm sure, to come about that. A resident asked about Schaefer Park, and there were no signs there about dogs being on a leash. There are signs now. And this is a good time to remind our residents that you are to maintain control of your pets. We have had a couple of cases quite recently. A dog was just removed from the city because that dog injured severely another dog and a resident. Most certainly we can't have that. There is a leash law. There are serious ramifications when you do not maintain control of your pet. So we encourage, whether you're on your own property or whether you're on city property, you must keep your dog on a leash. And there is a limit to 2 dogs per household in the city. That's it. That's all I've got. And thank you very much, Mr. Schlessel. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I just want to point out something, maybe Tony can chime in here. I noticed, I know it's only the first weekend, but the kids and whoever are leaving the park at Brainerd anyway, pretty messy. I'm sure Dino's not happy when he goes up there. Just to make you aware of it, Tony, there's nothing like you could say. I just wanted you to, for some reason, bottles don't end up in the trash cans that are just right there.
That's in Lyndhurst Park also.
Yeah, it's just above and beyond. I mean,
we go we pick them up, and we're getting into pavilion rental season. Hopefully we're going to be using staff to at least get up there at some point on the weekend. I don't know whether it's going to be spray park staff or service department staff in conjunction with their weekend trash duty, but we do have to make sure that if the pavilions are being reserved, that they are attended to.
Right. Okay. Thanks a lot. There's no finance report. Public lands and buildings, Mr. Fry.
Mr. Chairman, thank you. I have no report this evening.
Okay. Roads and utilities, Mr. Gruszecki.
No report, Mr. Chairman.
Service and sewers, Mr. Price.
No report.
Safety committee, Mr. Gambatis.
Mr. Chairman, no report at this time.
Legislative committee, Mr. Marco.
I have no report.
Planning commission, Mr. Lopresti.
I do have a report for a change, because we actually met on June 3rd, and we actually met prior to that as well, the week prior, and we had 2 very productive discussions. And the second meeting actually included members of the Architectural Board of Review. So that should tell you how many things we were able to discuss and we're able to move forward with 2 recommendations to council at the conclusion of the meeting. One of which was to approve a lot consolidation at the property, which is 5378 Mayfield Road. And the second recommendation was to approve a conceptual plan for proposed additions to the existing building at 5378 Mayfield Road. And those are the two recommendations that are on the agenda today. The only thing I can add is to stay tuned, because we have a lot that are still happening on that site. That's all I have.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Lopresti. And it's the first meeting of the month. So the School Board of Education here to give us a report.
It's Catherine Falkenberg. I know.
I am here. Can you hear me?
Now I can. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, as you can just imagine, and has been the case around the country this year, our students and teachers have struggled to maintain normalcy throughout this pandemic. The South Euclid Lyndhurst administration acknowledges this challenge and has established summer programs for all ages of students in our district to make up for what they may have lost during COVID due to technology problems, health issues, and other unforeseen difficulties. They have a summer academy, will feature fun interactive activities to help our students who may be struggling in one area or another. This summer academy was filled up within, I think, maybe a week or two. So there are a lot of students that are, I think, looking forward to this. The last day of school for our students is Wednesday, June 9th, and that is also graduation day for Brush seniors. The ceremony will be held at Corb Field at 6 o'clock, so everyone is praying for good weather. The seniors earned a total of $3.1 million in scholarships this year, and will be heading to schools all over the United States and to jobs, as well as to the armed forces. One senior, Gianni Fitch, was awarded $1.1 million in scholarships, and although he was accepted to Princeton, he has chosen to attend Ohio University, where he has a full ride.
A big difference there.
There is a big difference. That's what my friends tell me, yes. I also am proud to announce that 2 of our students were honored with scholarships by the Stop the Hate Committee for their essays. AJ Shorts, the second runner-up who received a $5,000 scholarship, wrote a gripping essay about an experience that he had facing racial hatred. And Lily, oh, I hope I don't mess up her name, Alshkitaha, I'm sorry, Lily, was awarded $1,000 for her moving essay on gender stereotypes. To listen to these presentations, you can log into the Stop the Hate Contest website, which is an initiative of the Maltz Museum of Jewish Heritage. And let me just tell you, both of those essays are really moving. Another very worthwhile site to visit, which highlights our art students' work, is the Cleveland Photo Fest, thanks in large part to the leadership of Ms. Hadley Connor, the brush photography teacher. These incredibly talented students have presented moving and sometimes haunting photographs, which open a window to their lives and experiences during COVID. It is definitely worth the trip. Again, that's the Cleveland Photo Fest. Our younger students have benefited from the leadership of the varsity boys basketball coach, Chet Mason, and the varsity girls and boys basketball teams, who have created a, quote, Little Arcs Basketball Academy for students from K to 3 in our community. The 60 spots were filled within the first 24 hours, which I think speaks very highly to the interest of our young students. These lucky students met on Thursdays from May 20th to June 3rd, and were able to learn skills in the fundamentals of basketball. Whoops, I just dropped it, which probably is something I should have
Doesn't get 2 points for that.
logged into. It gets big fat 0. K3 students are also learning another skill, which can help them cope with the isolation and stresses that this past year has presented. Mr. Jerome Jackson, an SEL behavior support specialist and member of the Student Services Center, has led workshops to teach students yoga and other relaxation techniques, such as controlled breathing. These important lessons coincide with the program that our district has adopted called Conscious Discipline, which trains students to self-regulate their reactions in times of stress or intense emotions. The students at Greenview Intermediate School are experiencing their own creative learning through a newly purchased interactive technology called LU, L-U, with a, I don't even know what it's called over the U. It's from Japan. I actually did a report for about this a few months ago. It was one of the very few schools who adopted it was in Oregon, I believe. And now SEL is one of the first districts to purchase this new program. It's installed on the gym ceiling. Lu features state-of-the-art technology, including professional grade projectors, a 3D camera system, and light and audio system. These technologies work together to provide students with engaging learning experiences that combine physical movement with cognitive exercises. Greenview Principal Corey Russell is using this new exciting program to reward good behavior through a daily drawing. Students can participate in line dancing or learning games that have them throwing balls at the wall to answer math or grammar problems. It's really fun to watch if you can log into the website. Students who are attending the Summer's Learning Academy will also be able to use this technology, and it will be available in the upcoming school year as well. Finally, all of our students and staff deserve our appreciation and respect, I think, for making it through this difficult year. And it is my hope that all will find health and joy and relaxation in this summer of 2021. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that great report. My only comment is I think that the mayor could use that technology when negotiating with anybody.
Yeah, so could I, but yeah, whatever.
Thank you very much. Next is, it's the summer, so it's that time of year where we recognize our properties of distinction. Mr. Mayor?
Yes, good evening, everyone, again. We have 4 properties, one in each ward of the city, as we do in the 3 months of June, July, and August that have been selected. I happened to bump into 3 of the residents when I was taking the photographs of their homes. They're so excited, so very excited, and I'm very pleased at the results here. So I'm going to see if I can share my screen. And this is the first one at 5281 Ashwood Drive, owned by Deidre and Patricia West. They're actually going to have the house painted, so maybe they'll get an opportunity to get another prize, Mr. Fry. We'll see. The next one is at, there we go, with Eva and Daniel Cirque at 1201 Croydon. I hope everybody can see that. Another just beautiful example of Lyndhurst home maintenance. And the next one is at 1938 Aldersgate, owned by Matt and Sharon Weisfeld. And our last one is at 5194 Bridgewater, and that is owned by Michael and Katie Peliak. And each resident will receive a sign to place in front of their home. They will receive one of these certificates in the mail, and they will receive the sign that will denote their home as a property of distinction that is for them to keep. Their maintenance and care for their properties really do inspire us all, and we do thank them for their efforts. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, sir. Next is any additions to the agenda tonight,
I
Kelly?
didn't get that.
No
Could you try
additions
again?
this evening.
What'd you say?
No additions this evening.
Okay, and in accordance with the City of Lyndhurst Pandemic Continuity Plan, we were to receive any public comment either by email or phone prior to the 6 p.m. on the meeting. Did we receive any?
No public comment has been received.
Thank you. We will move on then to our legislation this evening. First one is ordinance number 2021-40.
Ordinance number 2021-40 is an ordinance authorizing change order number 2 with United Survey Incorporated for the 2020 sewer rehabilitation program and declaring an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for suspension of the rules for ordinance 2021-40. Ask that it be highlighted and placed on 3rd reading for passage.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Mr. Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Mr. Grzeszewski,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti.
Aye.
Mr. Schlessel.
Aye.
The mayor is hereby authorized to enter into change order contract with United Survey Incorporated for non-performed scheduled repairs on Richmond Road for the additional amount of $4,868.57. This ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, and safety of the city of Lyndhurst and its residents for the reason that it is necessary to approve the aforesaid changes so as to not unnecessarily delay the completion of the project. Therefore, this ordinance shall take effect immediately upon the affirmative vote of not less than 5 members elected to council and signature by the mayor, otherwise at the earliest time allowed by law.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Mr. Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Mr. Grishetzky,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti.
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel.
Aye, motion carries. Next is resolution 2021-41.
Resolution number 2021-41 is a resolution ratifying and adopting the collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Lyndhurst, Ohio and the Lyndhurst Firefighters Association, Local 1676 of the International Association of Firefighters, and ratifying and approving the execution of said agreement by the mayor and declaring it an emergency.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for suspension of the rules for 2021-41. Ask that it be highlighted and placed on third reading for passage.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Mr. Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Grishetzky,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti.
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel.
Aye.
The collective bargaining agreement negotiated between the City of Lyndhurst, Ohio and the Lyndhurst Firefighters Association, Local 1676 of the International Association of Firefighters, which is effective with the period commencing January 1st, 2021 and terminating December 31st, 2023, is hereby ratified and adopted. This resolution shall hereby be declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of the City of Lyndhurst, for the reason that the action taken herein is necessary to provide adequate compensation and other benefits for essential employees of the city. It shall therefore take effect immediately upon the affirmative vote of not less than 5 members elected to council and approval by the mayor, otherwise at the earliest time allowed by law.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Mr. Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Mr. Grishetzky,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti.
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is ordinance number 2021-42.
Ordinance number 2021-42 is an ordinance providing for the compensation of members of council for the council term commencing on January 1st, 2022 and continuing thereafter.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move for suspension of the rules for ordinance 2021-42. Ask that it be highlighted and placed on third reading for passage.
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Mr. Grishetzky,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti.
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel.
Aye.
Effective January 1st, 2022, the annual compensation of a ward member of council of the city shall be $12,000. Effective January 1st, 2024, the annual compensation of a member of council of the city shall be $12,000 and shall continue for the future terms until further action is taken by this council. This ordinance shall be in effect from and after the earliest time allowed by law.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Motion is second for adoption. Roll call, please.
Mr. Marco,
Aye.
Mr. Price,
Aye.
Mr. Gambatees,
Aye.
Mr. Grishetzky,
Aye.
Mr. Fry,
Aye.
Mr. LaPresti,
Aye.
Mr. Schlissel.
Aye. Motion carries. Next is our planning commission recommendations.
Recommendation made to council to approve a lot consolidation at 5378 Mayfield Road, consolidating permanent parcel number 714-04-074 and a permanent parcel number 714-04-016.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the recommendation of the planning commission.
Second.
With motion in a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I did have a question.
You have a
That is
question?
that is the deli, correct?
That is the former Joseph LaRonge real estate parcel next to where the deli is, yes. So that's
Okay.
being, they tore down the real estate office, and they will be, as you'll consider in the next recommendation, will
How do
be
you say that?
Yelishevsky.
We just call it Yelly's Deli.
Yeah, we call it Yelly Deli.
Okay, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carries. Next, please.
Recommendation made to council to approve the conceptual plan for proposed additions to existing building located at 5378 Mayfield Road.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move that we approve the conceptual plan for the building located at 5378 Mayfield Road.
second,
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried.
Move to adjourn.
second,
Motion is second. All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Remember, folks, we'll be meeting in July is our next meeting, which I think is July 5th, 6th?
Sixth.
5th. July 5th.
July 6th, it would
6th.
be the Tuesday. The 5th is the national holiday, so it would be the observed.
Okay, so
So
we'll
it will
on the
be
6th.
6th.
Thank you all.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you,
Shuttle.
Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Kelly.